to everybody at Beyond Words podcast. I am Manmeet and I have Oksana with me.
Hello.
So, Oksana, what are we going to talk about today?
So yeah, this is already our 8th episode, and we're gonna talk about what are friends for.
Ooh.
And I love um, a video by Jordan Peterson. We're gonna link it after this, and
Yeah,
it's he says like, okay, you need to have people as friends who want the best for the best part of you.
of course. Yeah.
And yes, and well, it's not that obvious because if I like think about my life, so like
Yeah.
it's not always been like that. Like you
Yeah.
actually intentionally think about it. So have
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
any experiences with that?
Well, I strongly believe that when it comes to friendship, I feel that people number of friends are not important, so I'm more of like quantity versus quality and I prefer the quality. I never had like a big group and lots of friends here and there. I never had it, and I never used to feel comfortable with that situation as well. I always like few selective friends, but I can do anything and everything for my friends. But yes, with your quote, what I can understand is whenever something nice happens with us, like with a person, and if we want to share it with a friend, share it with
Mm-hmm.
somebody who has that like glow in their eyes, like they are like
Yeah,
genuinely happy about what they
and
do.
who's gonna even listen, right?
Yes, 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 of course.
So yeah, because what we have to consider, I think, is of course you need friends that will first of all listen to you and genuinely like be a part of what you're telling
Yeah,
and be present and
yeah,
not try to maybe come up with something else that they just experienced, just like
yeah,
to take over the conversation.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
you have you ever had experiences that had happened? Like,
Of course. Like whenever I like I want to share something new and big with a friend, I used to experience, like with few of them, I used to experience that they
mm-hmm.
will instantly bring up something that has happened, I don't know, like few months ago with them, which is nice. And it
Mm-hmm.
is fine that they want to continue with the conversation, but you can sense when somebody is not genuinely happy, inside they're not very happy, that oh my god, why is she getting everything and why is she having all the success in the world, like
Mm-hmm.
why can't I be that person? But the thing is, you need to be more like secure and happy with your own self and like with your own
Mm-hmm.
achievements, and also celebrate achievements of everybody else. What do you think?
Yes, of course. And I think this is also what we have already tapped on in our video about how to be happy on yourself, right? So we
Yeah.
are social creatures. So,
Yes.
of course, we are absolutely in need of communicating with others. And so this is one part, of course, for people to be generally happy with you, like
Yeah.
if they are friends. So if
Yeah.
they're not, you definitely know they're not your friends.
Yeah.
But the same goes, I think, with negative experience. So if you call up your friend
Yeah.
and you're devastated about something that is something bad that has happened to you,
Yeah.
and they don't take it seriously or try to top it with something different that has happened to them or to anybody else, like just and secretly also kind of a little bit happy that finally something bad has happened to you.
Yes.
Also consider why friends are becoming like also more important, I guess, over time. Like
Yeah.
we think about 100 years back. I mean, nowadays, I don't know how it is in India, but generally, I'd say that we have a lot more like split parents and so on, and
Yeah.
few, the childbirth is going down, like so there are not, many kids are growing up without their siblings, or
Yeah.
the core family is much smaller. It's not
Yes.
comparable to tribes how it
Yeah.
originally
You know what? In
happened.
India earlier,
Mm-hmm.
even when I was growing up, I used to see a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like joint families where you stay with in the same house under the same roof with your
Mm-hmm.
grandparents, your uncles, your aunts,
Yeah.
everybody like
Mm-hmm.
staying together. And there were like so many of them. So you had so many kids around. other than your like sibling, like you had your cousins that you were staying like together with, and it was such a fun thing. But now that's not the case. There are a lot of nuclear families, and again, as you rightly said, there are a lot of parents which are like splitting, and the kid is like from one unit, the kid is splitted between two people, and two people are trying to like, my side, my side. So kids sometimes, like a lot of them, they feel really alone. And in the case when you don't have a sibling, it's the worst case scenario sometimes. And so that's why it is very important to have friends. And actually, friends are like a blessing in a way, that because we get to choose them, right? Your family members and your cousins, you don't have a choice, you have to accept it. Like your brother or your sister, it's there were relations built before you were born. But like for friends, you have the like the freedom to choose the one which are the correct ones.
And the best thing that can happen to you is you have friends that maybe even become like family members, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like that's how we experience, like also with us, right?
Of course.
Although we have never met.
Yeah, because often people say like social media friends are just like cotton candy, they're not nutrition one. You like it, but that's not going to give you nutrition. You have to eat food. So that's why you need to have real friends whom you can meet. And I'm like, that's rubbish. I guess communication is very important.
I think this, and like also some type of commitment, I guess. So when I think back to sometimes conversations with you when I felt really badly or something, you would always say like, call me anytime and so on, and you were like actually always there for me. So that's something we can definitely like also advise people. I think if they have friendships that are maybe not that connected anymore. So one thing you absolutely need is genuine communication, and not just like, hi, how are you, but really like also truthful, and to have people you can rely on to actually, if they know you're doing something great, that they encourage you. If they see you're doing something destructive, that they stop you.
And actually it requires a lot of work. It's just like a relationship. This is also very important. Few people take like friendships very lightly, and they were like, oh, I've done so much for the person, but the person never does anything for me. So that's like keeping a lot of expectation is going to give you a lot of disappointment. And plus it is a very equal thing. I guess with us what works is, it's not only one person putting in all the efforts. It's like from both the sides. Touch wood for that. But yes, it's that is what is wonderful. And the next thing which I think is very important is, you need to have few friends where you say a big goodbye to ego. Like with one or two friendships that are like really important to you, ego really kills a lot of things. What do you think?
Yes, of course, because if you're just doing things for people, or thanks to people, your friends in this case, just because you gain something from it, then this is like with everything else. I mean, I would not even say you should forget about your ego for some people. I rather say just forget about it in your whole life.
Yes,
but especially like if you want to have like profound, deep relationships. On a friendship level, then the people you're surrounded by in this moment should be more important to you than yourself, of course. And because it's not a choice to say, okay, now this person is gonna be more important to me than myself. But I think it's something you just live by then, because you're just present there and you just suck everything up, like you just soak it up, like the person says, and you give back. And this is something, first of all, what you have already mentioned. So like, let go of your ego. But then again, also like being more on the receiving side and saying, okay, I have this friendship not because I want to get something for it, but it's like I want to give it. And I mean, already Jesus said it, like, give and you will be given. So
of course.
This is sometimes is a
and
little
also
short.
like, when like two friends have like argument or something, uh
mm,
most of the time we just say, oh, sorry, or something. But there are a few things
mm-hmm,
that really touch. Like, I still remember
mm-hmm.
in during my school time, I had this friend, and we used to eat a lot of candies during our classes. I'm so
Yeah.
sure she'll understand when she listens to this podcast. But you know what, if she did something, like she said something to me or I said something to her, one way of us saying like sorry without even saying it was giving us
Mhm.
each other like candy. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that's what like makes our friendships like really special, and we still
Yeah.
remember it till this day after so many years.
Yeah. So it was like a symbolic I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
If we think about our um, previous podcast about symbols, this would be
Yes, yeah, yeah, it
the
would be
symbolic way to say it. Like I'm sorry.
yeah.
Here is my peace offering.
Offering, yeah. But
Yeah.
what I also wanted to discuss is, what about like few
Mhm.
toxic friends? How do you tackle them?
Yeah. Well, I guess this would be it's a difficult topic
Yeah,
because I think we all have sometimes people who affect us in a more negative and in a positive way, and we have
yeah,
difficulties then to decide and say, okay, I'm not gonna keep up with the way I'm treated
yeah,
anymore. So to like regain your self worth, so to speak.
yeah,
Uh, so this is also something like lifeguards. Uh,
yeah,
I love that lesson from lifeguards. So actually, like what a lifeguard does is, okay, I'm gonna save you, but not let you drown. I'm not gonna drown with you, like you know.
yes,
So
yeah, yeah,
so I think if you have people in your life that obviously are aiming down,
yeah,
what you can of course always do is try to help. But if
yeah,
you see that they are like spiraling down so hard that you're not going to be able to help them and they're
yeah,
actually dragging you down with them,
yeah,
sometimes the best way and the best help for them too uh, is to just distance yourself
yeah,
because that's when hopefully that person, and of course can be a friend, but it can be also a
yeah,
family member. You
yeah,
know, it's always also a hard decision for yourself, but
yeah.
sometimes it's the only way out for them to actually realize, okay, I have to change something about myself.
Yeah, yeah, what is,
Mm.
yeah. And also I think that because of the popularity of cancel culture and just cutting off
Yes.
people like this,
Yeah.
I
Mm.
feel that it is very important, if I can understand a person or a friend can be really toxic, and what
Yeah.
you can think as last resort is cutting off that person. But just
Mm.
don't like start ignoring the person. I strongly believe
Yeah.
that
Mm.
at least have that last conversation with the person. It's okay to end relationships and to end friendships. Like, some
Mm.
of friendships end on its own, like you
Yeah,
stop
of course.
contacting, that's a separate thing.
Mm.
But if you're having a
Mm.
lot of trouble and you're generally trying to ignore that person, instead of
Mm.
just simply ignoring, why can't we talk about it honestly like
Mm.
adults? And
Mhm.
most of the times it can actually save that relationship, also
Mhm.
can help us to understand what is the other person's perspective, and also
Mhm.
in the end it can help us as like personally
Mhm.
growing within ourselves
Mm.
as well.
Yeah, and you've just touched on I think very important criteria of genuine friendships. So we honesty, right? If you
Yeah,
want people to honest to you, you want people you can rely on
yeah,
at any time of day and night, right?
yeah,
And also like a support system because otherwise you don't need friends, right? And there is this great
yeah,
quote, it's no man is an island, right? So this is we need other people to get along. Of course it's also it's the natural attachment that we have and we
yeah,
need to
yeah,
even survive.
yeah,
But then of course with those relationships that like in this case friendships that are so to speak either you try to save it or you just walk away in this case after this talk. I think that's what we talked about before, right? So communication would be very vital, and how
Yeah.
often did we talk about like how therapeutic it can be to have friends? So if you have
Yeah.
friends, you can generally share your experiences with, and they give you advice or just give you an ear. This is something that is it's so funny because sometimes people need so little attention or so little
Yeah.
encouragement to
Yeah.
actually like start blooming like a flower, and we
Yeah.
sometimes we don't give the time or space for such talks, and
Yeah.
we could spare a lot of therapists bills, I think.
Yeah, I guess
If,
friends are
mm,
like a free therapy sessions, and
mm,
I
mm,
strongly agree with you that you should have at least one friend that
mm,
you can go to and you can
mm,
talk anything under the sky, and the other person will is not going to judge you at all,
yeah. Mm,
and can really understand you. And sometimes when you're confused and you're feeling low, you just want a single line of encouragement from a
mm,
friend, and
yeah. Mm,
it's like a validation from the friend, and you feel suddenly there's a mood change and you feel so
mm,
good. And you know what, sometimes it can really help friends out there. This is a very sensitive topic, but few of
mm,
them go through depression, and if
mm,
you can be one person who can be really instrumental in taking that friend out of depression, or
mm,
helping them not to take any other dangerous steps,
mm,
it can
mm,
be a blessing. It can be a big blessing. So, instead of like, oh, this person is again going to start about this topic
yeah.
or something, just like you
Mm,
spend and waste so much of time on scrolling on Instagram. Can't you listen to a friend for 5 minutes? What's the harm?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think yes, to have some gratitude also, to have people
Yes.
that you can rely on and that you can share your life with, right?
Yeah.
Because there are also, of course, we should not forget about people that actually don't have friends like that, or and there are of course different reasons why it
Yeah.
is like this. And but I think sometimes what I have noticed is that people try to blame it on others, and
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely, although it might be also other people's fault, but it's
Yeah.
absolutely the wrong approach to say like, okay, so I always have people in my life that don't care about me or whatever and treat me badly, but then maybe the only thing you can actually change is yourself, right? So what am I bringing to the table? So maybe
Yes.
like they're saying, okay, I want a friend to be this, that, and that, and that, and if they don't have these qualities, then I don't want them. Instead of maybe consider, okay, am I that friend? Would I be somebody I would love to have a friendship with?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is actually something we can actually also work on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Our
And
qualities.
yeah,
Mm,
and with this, I feel like it is so important to not only feel a sense of gratitude that, oh, I'm like, it's such a blessing that I have good friends like with you. I have it,
mm,
uh,
mm,
but it's also very important to express that gratitude. And I've
mm.
recently started practicing it. If you feel that even it's like very mushy or it is too emotional, and few people don't like it, it's okay, express it. You never know that it may be your last chance to express something good. So
Mhm, mhm.
I strongly feel, if you're very happy, if you're feeling blessed to have a friend, just
Mm.
express it, don't keep it to yourself.
Yes, most definitely. And so, yeah, what I think for this time, what I think would be cool for our audience to do is maybe in the comment section also like write down what are the qualities that they want in friends
Yeah,
and that they
yeah.
actually are like also very value.
So if you liked what you saw, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and click the little bell icon so that you get notified the next time we upload a new video. And also, don't forget to share with your friends.
So thank you very much for watching, and
And
namaste.
namaste.